Welcome back to the Property Management Podcast. I'm back in my usual recording space today after having an amazing break in Bali. It's been back to reality for me though. So a little life update. I'm moving houses. I'm moving into inner Brisbane and I am nervous. I am terrified. I'm moving out of the family house that we've lived in for the last 15 years. I am moving into a rental property for the first time in my entire life. And I'm trying to be brave and embrace the changes. And I tell you what, you can accumulate a lot of bloody crap in your house over a 15-year period. So the throwaway pile is getting larger than the take with me pile. I'm also downsizing from a pretty much a 5-bedroom house with a double bay shed and home office studio type arrangement to a 4-bedroom cottage with really no yard. And I live on 2.5 acres here as well. So I've had a massive yard with a pool. So yeah, I don't know how my two dogs, it's one of my biggest concerns is how my two dogs are going to cope with no yard. But anyway, we will deal with each of the challenges as they arise. So that's a little life update from me. So I will have a new studio coming. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but yeah, exciting changes ahead. I'm definitely going to be a little bit all over the place in the next couple of weeks as I get settled in and find my feet again. Now, let's dive into this episode, and it's another one of our little shorty episodes. And I want to talk to you about something that came up recently at the RE Bar Camp on the Gold Coast. And it was a really hotly debated topic, and that was around property management and the image. How do we improve our image as property managers? And I've really sat on this over the last couple of weeks, and I've sort of come up with a bit of what I personally think is a theory around why we're still having the same conversations about property management 10 years on. So I've been talking to lots and lots of property managers, BDMs, and agency leaders this year. And they've all mentioned the same topics that have come up for them, same problems that are coming up in their businesses that they've all been facing for years. Burnout, lack of support, no boundaries. All no surprises there that they're the biggest topics. And we're still feeling the pressure, the overwhelm, and the chaos, despite all these tech tools, all these amazing trainers, and all this amazing training. And I know the legislative changes have added a different dimension to our work life and the way that we run our businesses. But here's the kicker. We're not just property managers anymore. And we are expected to do a million and wear a million different hats: counselor, a financial planner, legal expert, and sometimes even an emergency responder. But the thing I think everybody forgets is that we are actually in the human to human business. And I want to be really real with you, as I always am. I didn't always know how to be a leader. Heck, I didn't even know property management. When I first started, I absolutely 100% winged it. And guess what? I failed a lot. The revolving door of property managers was a reality in my business because I didn't know how to lead, manage, or even how to manage myself, if I'm completely honest. But here's the good news. I did learn from those mistakes. And the lesson I want to share with you today is that growth actually starts from within. Change actually starts from within too. It's not about the latest software or tech. It's about developing as a person and a leader. So let's talk about why we are here in the first place. This isn't just a job. It's a responsibility. We're helping people meet one of their most basic human needs, housing. And if you've ever struggled to find a home, like I have been going through myself recently, you know how terrifying and overwhelming it can be. The uncertainty, the fear, and the fear of the unknown. And yet, sometimes we forget that compassion, kindness, and empathy are just as important as our technical skills. We're working with human beings, not just tenants or clients. We need to reconnect with that truth. And like I said, at RE Bar Camp on the Gold Coast, the question that sparked a lot of discussion was, how do we improve our image as property managers? And the truth is, after a lot of reflection on this topic, it actually does start with us. The tech, the conferences, the software, they're great, they're amazing, but none of that will change how we're perceived until we take accountability for ourselves. It's time to stop saying we're too busy. A surgeon can't say when they're about to save someone's life, I'm too busy. And neither can we. Our clients are relying on us. People are relying on us. So here's what we can do today. We need to stop making excuses, take accountability, and start leading with empathy. It doesn't have to be a huge change all at once. Small, consistent actions will add up and lead to bigger results. If we want to change the industry, we really have to start by changing ourselves. Start by asking yourself, why do I react the way I do? Why am I in this job? And then make it your mission to show up differently. Because if we don't evolve, we'll be here having the same conversations another decade from now. And I don't know about you. And if you're ready for something different, or if this episode really resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can together lead some change in the industry. Thank you so much for being here. I am truly grateful for you. Can I ask you a quick favour before you leave this episode? Now, we all know how important reviews are for businesses these days, and mine is no different. If you could spare just a minute to follow, rate and review this podcast, it would mean a lot to me. In fact, what would get me super excited is if you share this podcast with someone in the industry who you think might need to hear some of the episodes right now. And if you'd like to find out more about working with me or any of the products I have to help you start, grow or scale your property management business, head to my website, thatpropertymum.com.au, or check out the links in the show notes.